Hello viewers, and welcome to a brand new episode of Trashtalk on Fabula Ultima, a series where I talk about the various classes you can mix together to create your desired heroic characters in your Fabula Ultima campaign. In today's episode, Necromancer, which can be found in the first Fabula Ultima bonus supplement on Need Games' main website. Necromancer, Grave Queen, Reanimator, Vampire, Grave Queen indeed. Soul manipulation is the domain of the Necromancer, reaping energies from creatures moments before perishing that can be used to fuel their control over life and death. In terms of mechanic, Necromancer is an undying class that can use the death of their foes as power, whether to give themselves more life or give enemies more death by overcharging their spells. This generally means that Necromancer is a good class to supplement an existing magic class, but you can also just play as a life-draining tank that will almost never die. Onto the free benefits provided by the class. It's once again plus 5 to HP or MP just like Ace of Cards. Now, let's take a look at the Necromancer's skills, starting with Beyond the Realms of Death. Beyond the Realms of Death, when another creature you see loses HP while in crisis, if they are also not undead, you gain 1 grave point, storing up to 6 of them at max skill level. When you are reduced to 0 health for the first time in a conflict, if you have any grave points, you don't surrender or sacrifice, you however, lose all the points, and recover HP equal to skill levels times the amount of grave points you have lost this way. I just want to remind you that the another creature loses HP while in crisis part includes your allies. No wonder people are wary of Necromancer being a soul-sucking device because you are literally doing that. This is also the core skill of the Necromancer. Without this, nothing else works because they all depends on grave points, except for one, but that one doesn't matter in conflict. It's a nice skill to get a second chance for in combat, and I just realized this means Guardian can get this to not die even after getting reduced to 0 health 4 times.
Why won't you die?
Second, Children of the Dead Earth, I mean the grave. You can always talk to the undead. For once per scene, you may ask an undead a single question they must compel to answer truthfully. You can talk to the dead now, that's basically it, but it can be vastly funnier with the addition of something else later on. Third, Fear is the key. If you already have Beyond the Realms of Death skill, after you causes one or more enemies to lose HP, and at least one of them is suffering from shaken and or weak statuses, you gain 1 grave point and up to 6 HP and MP. In short, if you can constantly make enemies shaken or weak through potion, spells, and etc., you are basically undying. It's not much, but it will add up eventually. You also get a grave point, but if you are playing a non-caster Necromancer, it's basically gonna be nothing more than having more health when you drop dead the first time in a fight. For caster Necromancer however, the later two skills are for you. Fourth, For Whom the Bell Tolls, when you deal damage to a creature with a spell, if that spells only does damage to that creature, you may spend 1 grave point for one of the following options. If the creature is suffering from one or more status effects, the spells deal extra damage equal to skill level times 2 plus the number of status effects on said creature, or, if that creature is suffering from no status effect, they suffer shaken. In short, any damage spell you have can now induce status effects, or make people hurt more if they are suffering from everything. This also obviously combo with Fear is the key, which means you have slightly less MP supply problem and also heal your probably squishy mage health bar. And lastly, there's Rondo of Nightmare. When you cast an offensive spell with the target of one creature, you may spend 2 grave points to target all creatures you can see instead. If you do, the damage type becomes dark and cannot be changed. Now this can be a significant damage multiplier with how it works. 2 grave points is all it takes and you can get that quite easily and frequently when done right. The damage type can be annoying if you are fighting against undead, but that's about it. After putting 10 levels into Necromancer, it is now considered as mastered and you can unlock a heroic skill for it. In total, there's 3 Necromancer specific heroic skills, all in the same bonus supplement. First, Birth of the Cruel. There's a lot of words here but in summary, you get a zombie minion. When a non-villain, i.e. not a boss creature you can see that belongs to the beast, humanoid, monster, or plant species dies, you may spend 2 grave points and reduce your max HP and MP by an amount equal to the NPC level to turn them into a minion that follows your telepathic command, which can take its own turn in combat. In short, if something die and you have 2 grave points, you can just turn it into your minion, no action required, at any moment, with full health and MP that also has its own turn order, thus immediately screwing up the initiative systems of Fabula Ultima and also generally being an incredibly powerful piece even with all the drawback because it's essentially a new player character. Its rank might be lowered to soldier even if it was an elite or champion enemies, but the skill would still be there. Its type is switched to undead, which means it's very vulnerable to outdoor activities, but it's also immune to dark and poison. Your max HP and MP is lowered, but in most case, you gain more in total when adding in your minion. Plus, group heal is now even better. And, the most dangerous of all, a humanoid minion can use equipment. You can just give it a legendary gun, and there is nothing, that can stop you from also playing as Grand Summoner, Arcanist and Wayfarer and just get like all the buddies, aside from the GM just beating you to death with a table. You can also just use the skill however you like, and by that I mean treating your minion as completely expendable. You can get a new one after all, and you can destroy it at any moment and immediately gain back your max HP and MP, which I'm still not sure whether that reduction came from the strain of controlling another being or it's the weight of your sin crashing down on you. Anyway, don't like your current minion, just kill something and get that instead. It's really a lot. Also, one funny thing when using this with Children of the Grave, if an enemy said over my dead body, you know what to do. Second, Harvester of the Sorrow, which can also be unlocked by Entropist but must have learned both Drain Spirit and Drain Vigor spells. When you cast either of the spells, the amount of MP or HP you recover is now equal to what have been lost by the targets instead of half. Also, Drain Spirit now drain even more MP the higher your level is. Drain Vigor gets nothing here, you still need powerful spell to increase its damage. In summary, you suck. Better, now go drink the juice of the living. Lastly, there's Pulse of the Maggots. As long as you have at least one grave point, you are immune to dark and poison damage, which is crazy, have resistance to physical damage, insane, and vulnerability to light damage. These affinities overwrite any other affinity for those damage types and cannot be altered in any way possible as long as you have one grave point, meaning, even if you get hit by a spell that makes you vulnerable to dark, you are not, and sunscreen probably don't work on you. These are some crazy effects to say the least. Being immune to 2 damage types and resistance to one of the most common damage types in the game is absolutely insane, and all it takes is that if someone turns on the light in your dark moody room, you will probably actually die. Insanely good. Just get a meat shield to take the big freaking laser beam for you. And that's basically it on Necromancer, those that control the border between life and death for the power, knowledge, or just cause. Yes, there isn't a Necromancer heroic skill that Darkblade can unlock too. You would think that would be thematic. Anyway, next time, we are stepping into the high fantasy atlas. That's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.